thank you to Kisses from Italy, Montreal, for allowing us this opportunity to film at this location. Kisses.
Hey guys, welcome to The Reality.
Or welcome back to The Reality.
It's episode 76. We have a very special guest with us today.
Let's welcome Gino from Big Brother.
Woo!
What's up?
Thank you so much for being on. We have a little something for you.
Oh my god. All right. What do we have in here? Some vino.
Yes.
All right. I like it. I'm a big vino guy, by the way.
Good, thank God.
Good thing.
All right, so for everyone that doesn't know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, who are you?
So I'm Gino. My real name is Steven, actually. I'm not Italian. I'm Greek. I'm from Laval, Quebec. I'm 20 years old. Turning 29 next month, actually. I've been a firefighter for 7 years, and yeah, that's me.
More than you said in your package on Big Brother.
You know what? We're going to talk about that later, actually.
Okay.
Perfect. So tell us why you signed up for Big Brother.
So basically, I won't lie, I'm not a big fan of the show. Like, I haven't watched many seasons, as you can see. Like, I've watched one season before getting on. But when I watched season 7, when I saw like the ad of like, if you want to apply for the show, I got hooked to it because just the fact, like the way the game is played, it's just like a whole social game, physical game, mental game. And it's all put into one game. And then you're doing it with 16 strangers for my season. And it's just for me, it was for the challenge. Like, it's just a personal challenge, and that's why I did it. I wasn't there for the money either. It was just really getting in there and like see how far I could go in the game, and it was actually one of the best experiences of my life.
Okay, so leading to that, would you ever go back again?
Right now, I'm not ready for it. If there is an all-star eventually and they do ask me, maybe I'll do it. But I do need to decompress for a bit because it is a very stressful game, and then you come out of that game and you're trying to get adapted to real life. It's kind of hard, but yeah, I definitely do it again. Just not now. I have to wait a bit.
Okay, and what was your strategy going into a house? Did you want to be a comp beast? Did you want to be a floater?
So my strategy going to the house was obviously trying to be a calm beast. As you can see on the show, I wasn't really a calm beast. I was winning all the trivia games. I thought my IQ wasn't as strong, but being in that house and having so much free time, like the way I was studying, it was like it was really intense, and like I was so focused on that part of the game because like I thought the physical, I had it in hand. So that was my strategy, doing that and going after the floaters at first and try and keep all the calm beast in and just kind of play with that. But obviously I went inside, and then week 3 happened, and then my whole game changed and I played it completely differently.
Okay, so like as soon as you walked into the house, what was the first thing you did?
First thing I did, obviously I was very overwhelmed. You walked in, there's so many lights, there's cameras, you're like, holy shit, this is Big Brother. I'm actually playing the game right now. Like, it just all hit one shot. I obviously walked in with Jaceylynne, and I saw her at first, I found her cute, but I like told myself I'm gonna focus on my game because I came there to play the game. And yeah, I was just very overwhelmed the first day.
Okay, and after walking into the house, did you see anyone you wanted to like align with?
At first, me and Kyle talked a lot. I really liked Herman's vibe off the bat too, so like I was trying to align with him as well. Obviously, I'm more of an introvert, so I'm not a big speaker. Like, I was more to myself. So at first, I was just having the people come up to me and talk. But that's how I got aligned with Kyle, right? Like, so we just started talking off the bat, and then Marty started talking to me, and we had a little French connection, and that's why we worked like together for most of the game. But yeah, at first, I was looking at Marty and Kyle off the bat.
Okay. Did you see anyone making alliances the first night that like you saw, and then like you're like, oh shit, like you can already see that they're like teaming up?
I was actually so clueless when I walked in this house. I was so lost. I was so overwhelmed. There was so much going on, and I don't really know how to play the game off the bat. So I was trying to just like be chill, like be quiet, and just see what people are saying. But I didn't see no alliance being formed off the bat. I did kind of make an agreement with Moose, Marty, and Kyle in the bedroom. So we had kind of like a 4 happening there, so I was okay with that. And then later on, like as the days were going, then there was a Savage 7 and all these other groups. But at first, like I was really overwhelmed, so I was just in the house. I was like, why? Like, how do you play this game? How do you talk to people? What am I supposed to do? Like, I was really, really clueless at first.
Okay. Did you make an alliance your first night? That like we didn't see, because you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the first night. It was me, Kyle, Moose, and Marty. I forgot about that. So actually, as we walked in, I think it was in the pantry or the bathroom. We had the honey bunch. It was me, Josh, Summer, and Jaceylynne. It was kind of a quick like, yes, let's do it. I was so clueless. I was like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. But yeah, it was that, and then I believe it was the same night or the next night I had the thing with Marty, Kyle, and Moose.
And what alliance did you think you were the most loyal to?
At the beginning, it was the Kyle Marty Moose one. Yeah.
Oh, so you just left her.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there any alliances that like we don't get to see on camera?
So I don't know if you guys saw that one. I haven't watched the whole season yet, and I don't think so. That was in the first 2 episodes. Maybe later on in the season it shows a bit more. But there was that one. The Savage 7 was on TV.
Yeah.
There's The Retreat. I don't know if that one was on there because I haven't watched it yet. So there's that one, and then there's apparently The Voice of the Village, but I had no idea I was part of that. I was so so lost. What else was there? I think that was it. Yeah. And then there was the 5 later on, which obviously that's the one that lasted the longest, and that's the one that kind of screwed me over. So, yeah.
And how many alliances would you say you were a part of then?
So there's the Honey Bunch, the 4, the 5, the Savage 7, the Retreat, and I think that's it. Yeah, only 5. Yeah, 5. Which they all blew up eventually. So, oh, and I had after with her, it was like we didn't have a name for it, but we were like kind of working together. It was like us 2, final 2.
During your time in the house, how did you feel when Marty wanted to send you home?
The first time he did it, I was actually like emotionally hurt because I was really tight with him and I had like that French connection with him. So I thought this guy would be the guy that I'm gonna last the longest with in the house. So the first time he did it, it actually really hurted me. That's why I put him on the block when I won that first HOH. But then after that, I put the emotions on the side. I'm like, okay, let's play this game. And Marty's actually a very strong player, as you can see. He was like calm beast, smart. He knew the game. So I'm like, I got to keep him close to me. When he did it a second time, and even that chain of safety, when he didn't pick me, like it kind of like, Marty, like, what are you doing? You know? So that kind of pissed me off. But at the same time, he was walking with such a big target on his back. I'm like, it's not time to send him home. Like eventually I wanted to. Maybe at that triple, let's say I would have blasted and won, I would definitely put him on the block. But I wanted to keep it as long as possible beside me because he's actually a strong player and he was just walking with a target and everybody was after him. So, but yeah, it did hurt me the first time he backstabbed.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I'm like, that's it. Like,
I know.
You can't go back.
I didn't expect it at all, right? Because we were so tight. And then,
Us 2 watching, where we're just like,
Yeah.
how would he put you up?
The
You
chain
know,
of
like,
safety,
try
like I was like, what? I was speechless. Like I texted
Yeah.
her, I was like, there's no way he didn't say your name.
he actually apologized so much about that, and that's one of his regrets. He said, like after the game, he's like, I should have picked you on my chain of safety. But yeah, like that one too was like kind of like, come on, Marty, like you're doing this again to me. Like, what are you doing? So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Did you think there was any trust left then after between you guys?
The thing is like the way everybody was talking about him and the way he was talking behind my back is that he had my back like this whole game, no matter what. So I knew he wasn't gonna send me home. So that's why I wanted to keep him because I'm like, even if I put him on the block and he does survive the block, I'll be like, Marty, this is the second time you backstab me. This is the second time I put you on the block. So like this is payback, and then let's just put this behind us and keep playing the game. So like I didn't really fully trust him, but I knew he would never put me on the block. So like for me, it was good to keep him around.
Okay, so what was your plan about Marty moving forward? Were you like, I'm gonna still keep him, but like play with him? Do you trust him? Like what was going through your head?
I wanted to keep him because he was strong, and I know he could win HOHs, and I know when he wins an HOH, I'm not going on the block, and hopefully Jaceylynne wasn't going on the block.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep him as long as I can. I think if I would have stayed at that triple, like I said, I would have put him on the block. He might have pulled himself off, who knows? Because my plan was to put him, Kev, and Summer on the block for that triple if I would have lasted.
Yeah.
So if he would have survived, I would have said what I just said. I would have been like, Marty, this is the second time I put you on the block. This is the second time you backstab me. Let's just forget about this. You're a smart player. Let's start playing this game. Which would have been me, Jaceylynne, and him, like 3, like just playing. Like that's like pretty strong team. But yeah, eventually I was gonna chop him. Like don't backstab me, especially twice. Like nah.
Okay, and what was going through your mind about the gummy bear situation? And why did you agree to like be
Add an extra
participated?
one.
Yeah.
And add an extra one.
So, as a team player, like I've played team sports my whole life. To show that I'm part of the team, I would have put it in either way. That could have been a stupid. Like I could have done good TV and just ate it and be like, "F off, Marty." Like I'm not doing it. But I knew I was gonna put it in either way. I put it in. But what I should have done is go back to him because I went back to him afterwards. But I was so soft with him. I should have went back and be rough with him and be like, you know, the thing that he was always saying, look in the camera, and like I'm telling Canada this. I'd have been like, Marty, look in the camera and tell Canada that you're about to stab me 3 times in this house. So I think he would have changed his mind. And I had the talks with him in jury because he knew the plan. The right game move for his game and my game was to put Kevin up, and then we had that chat, and I'm like, what if I would have came in the room and been absolutely rough with you? And he would have been like, yeah, maybe I would have. I think I would have changed my mind. So I should have done that. I didn't do it, and that's why I got eliminated that week. I knew once I hit the block, I'm going home. Like there's no chance.
As soon as you pulled the red one off, I'm like, that's it. Like he's going home for sure. We knew already. Yeah. So after leaving the house, how was jury? Like you walked in, like you saw Moose, Herman.
Moose, Herman, and then me, Marty, and Summer walked in.
Yeah.
Moose and Herman, I love them a lot. They're so much fun. They're such a character. So like, I left the game. Yeah, I was sad I left the game, and I just hated the way I left. But at the same time, like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm going to chill with those boys, and we had a blast in jury. Jury was you're still kind of playing the game because you still got to make a decision in the end, but there's no stress. Like there's no cameras looking at you. There's no microphone around your neck. You're not like playing behind people's back. You're just there. You're chilling. You're having a good time, and you're talking game pretty much. So for me, it was like kind of decompressing a bit. But yeah, it was so much fun with those two.
And what would you say your favorite and least favorite competition was?
Favorite competition that I did, Bee's Knees. That one was like a mix of everything, like puzzle, physical, and then like concentration at the end. So that was fun. The one that I least liked was the coffin one there, 100 more minutes of hell.
Yes.
Yeah, that was not fun. That was pretty creepy for me.
So going into the house, how did you memorize your days? I know you guys don't have pen and paper. Like, how did you know like it was day 47 when you had like a comp?
We kept going over days quite often, and then at some point when I won my first HOH, I made like I don't know if you guys saw it. It was like a calendar, and I was using we're using like cereals, spaghetti sticks, and like it had like every day, and like what day was an HOH, which day was a POV, which day was a POV ceremony. So that's what I was using. But like most of my studying was like on the couch, just like training with Jaceylynne, just telling each other, okay, this day what happened, this day what happened, and it's just every day we're doing that, and it's just I don't know. I get to memorize everything, so.
And now you've been out of the house for a while. What have you been up to?
Trying to get back to my regular life. It's obviously tough coming back into the real life. Like you're playing a game and then you're coming back to reality, and then you got a job, you have like a family and like friends and all that stuff. It is very overwhelming. I went back to work already, which was super fun. I was super excited for that. But yeah, I haven't done much actually so far. So, but this summer's around the corner, so it should be fun.
And would you be interested in going in any other reality games?
I do Amazing Race. Okay. That seems fun. Yeah. Amazing Race should be fun. A lot of people are actually saying that to go do it. Yeah. So we're actually talking about it. We might apply for it. Also, I've been being told a lot the challenge, and I like it. It's so intense, and I feel like I do good in that. So that's two of them that I'd probably do right now.
Yeah. So now let's welcome Jaceylynne.
Thank you. Second time on the show. I'm back.
We have a little something for you too.
Stop it. You're so cute.
What is it? Let's see.
Is it a little Sephora gift card? Thank you so much. We love a makeup trip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Adorable.
Wait, so it's time to spill the tea. Did you make any alliances without her that she doesn't know as of right now?
Yeah,
well, you know
That's
them all
it.
actually.
Yeah, he told me.
So after week 3, when the whole blow up happened, I told her everything in the HOH. I told her every single alliance I had, except one that I forgot about, but I forgot I was part of it, the Village, whatever.
Yeah, I was like, somebody
Village.
told me that you're in the Voices of the Village. She's like, I've never heard of that in my life. We watched a show back. He's in the Voices of the Village. I'm like, what is this? And he's like, oh, I forgot that's what it was called. What is wrong with you?
I completely forgot about that one actually, but yeah, she knew everything actually.
Yeah, it was after Kyle was evicted. He was like, okay, let me just lay this down for you. And he just told me everything that he was a part of. We just like spilled everything at that point. Once Kyle was gone, I don't know why. We were just like, okay, we just have each other from here on out.
Little final 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No name on it, but it's just the showmance.
And when did you guys like tell the house that you guys were the showmans?
We didn't really tell. I guess people just figure it out. They're just looking. Like we were very
open about it.
Yeah, at first we were kind of like sneaky about it, but then after that we're just really open. So
we started planning like, I don't know, it just became a thing. We'd like look at each other and we knew, okay, let's go to the cash room. And then we'd have like our daily meetings in the cash room. We would just like lay in bed together and just talk. And we would be in there for like an hour, and then people would come in and out. And then people started being like, oh, sorry, when they came in, because then they started realizing it was like romantic. Like we'd be like holding hands and stuff. And then we're like, okay, I think the secret's out. And then I think it was one family dinner we had. We were all sitting at the table and everyone's like, can you guys just kiss for us? We've never seen your kids. And then that was it. So weird. I was like, okay. So that's when it was out. Everybody knew.
Okay, but at the beginning, who was going? It was Steph, right? That wanted.
Oh yeah.
Who was trying to put them together?
T was trying to put
Tanisha,
it.
yeah. We actually just watched that episode.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So like, we should go for him. Like.
Yes, the line where Steph is like, we need to figure out what his type is, and then I'll create a personality to fit that type. I love that line. I think that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Actually.
But no, Steph is really sweet. She loves us together now. It's great. There's no bad vibes or anything. Yeah.
So did you think like getting into a showmance, you guys would have a target on your back?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so like before getting on the show, that's what I was saying. Like I was like, I don't want a showmance and stuff like that because of that reason. Inside the house too, I was very skeptical about it. That's why at first was like, you know,
He was avoiding me.
I was avoiding her for the first week. I wouldn't talk to her, nothing.
I was like, this guy's a freak. Why isn't he talking to me?
I like, no way I'm talking to her. It's gonna ruin my game. But then when we started talking, like we were already working in alliances together. So
yeah.
And when the whole blow up happened, we started working together. Like we had such good chemistry, like game wise, that I'm like, and people didn't hate us. Like people kind of liked us. There's a couple of people that were like after us for sure. But like people just liked the way we played our game. We're just, like, I don't think so. None of us were like mean or like.
No.
You know, like total. Like,
I know sometimes in showmance it's like somebody's the asshole and then the other person has to like compensate for them and like try to figure it out. But I feel like we were both well liked. And at one point we had offers to work with everyone in the house. We were like, hey, we just have like our picks right now. We can work with whoever we want. But yeah, it actually worked for us.
Yeah, it was like a benefit to our both games, I think.
Yeah, and in the beginning too, we would come to each other and we'd have the same ideas and thoughts without even talking about it. And that's when I was like, okay, this just makes sense to work together. So yeah, I think once Kyle blew everything up, we're like, we just have each other. I think it was Steph's week. There was Steph, like when we were all blindsided.
Oh yeah.
And Gino and I were the only two that actually like kept our word and stuck together.
Yeah.
That's when we knew we had each other.
I didn't like you that day, you know that. Eh?
I know, I didn't like you that day either. We both
face.
thought, yeah, oh my God. I was like, I'm never talking to this guy again. We both thought that we flipped on each other, so we didn't speak. I was cheering for Betty to win that HOH, so then when he won, I was like, ew, this is ridiculous. But
okay. And did you feel like you guys, I guess the house wasn't divided with you guys? You guys felt like included in everything because you guys were together? Or did you feel like there was a bit of a division between you guys and the house?
Definitely a division in the house, but like we were good with like a lot of people in the house. Like I was good with like Herman, Moose, and then we obviously had the 5 going on. But like I was like, yeah, I felt like the only people that was really after me that I felt, like I haven't watched the rest of the show, was Betty was after the showmance. Tia had mentioned my name.
yeah.
And then Kevin, obviously I'm hearing that he was like master planning everything.
My God.
So, but yeah, I felt pretty good in the house, to be honest. Like after week 3, like after I did that, after my HOH, like that's when I felt like I was able to build connections with everybody. So like I never felt there was like a target on my back.
Until I think the chain of safety, like we both had our own personal connections. But then it was like chain of safety. That's when I realized, okay, we're at the bottom of the pecking order because we're in a showmance.
Yeah.
So we were just never going to get rid of that. Like no matter how good our relationships were with people, they were like, if we have a chance to get out the showmance, we should just do it.
Yeah.
So we always knew that that was the thing.
Okay, and did you guys make a final 2 that wasn't shown on screen with? I know you guys are together, but I'm saying other than bringing each other, did you guys make a final 2 with anybody else?
I think in the beginning of the game, I had like a final 3 with Steph and Helena. Funny, but but then at the end, I think I had a final 2 with Helena, and then I had a final 2 with Kevin. But that was when I was in final 5, so he was already gone.
Yeah, I only had a final 2 with Kyle. Yeah, like from the beginning of the game. I don't know if that was on TV or not. So we kind of, so we had a final 2 together, and then after that blow up, it's just. No more final 2.
Yeah, you put the guy on the block.
I put my own final 2 on the block, so yeah.
Had to be done.
If you guys could have worked with anyone else, who would it have been?
Herman.
Yeah, same.
Freaking Herman and Moose.
Like you 4?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's just because like the fans are saying it now, but it's like so blatantly obvious. Like we got to jury and we're like, what were we thinking? We should have been there. We should have worked together. And their pitches were to work with us. We just couldn't fully trust them because they were so close with people that we didn't really have relationships with. And we always felt like they were playing the middle. It was tough sledding, like that HOH when Herman threw his body off the edge of the thing. I was like, this guy is playing the middle of the house. He just threw this comp because he doesn't want to show his cards. He doesn't want to win power. And that's when I couldn't trust him.
Yeah, the same
But
actually.
Herman and Moose for you too?
Same.
Yeah. Would have been a sweet Final Four.
And what was going through your mind when Gino got put up on the block? Like with the gummy bear situation, were you worried for your game because
I was an idiot, actually. I don't know why I thought like there was a chance for him to stay. I don't know what was going through my mind. I feel like it was all a blur. At that point, I felt like I was kind of gamed out, and I feel like you kind of felt like that too.
Yeah.
It's like by that time, everything's getting to you in the house, and I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. There's so many lies. And then I was like, okay, Kevin was pushing for this 5 so hard, and he would like reiterate it every single day. He would make you like make it known that he trusts you and he wants the 5 to work out. And so I don't know, there's like a sliver of hope that it was maybe gonna be okay. But then
Zero hope.
I think both of us
Zero
knew
hope.
that he was probably going home, just neither of us wanted to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked.
Okay, and I know when he got put up, what was your next like move?
I started talking to Betty and Summer.
Yeah.
And it was in the show. I started saying, if Gino goes home, I don't think you know about this. I was like, if Gino goes home, I want to work with you because I don't want to work with Kevin and Helena. They're fucking snakes. Sorry, they're snakes. But yeah, I started kind of trying to make deals just in case he did go home. So then I kind of covered my ass on that side of the house. I don't think you even know that, but yeah, I had to do what I had to do just in case you left.
I was telling you to do that.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't trust Kevin and Helena.
And
'cause
Helena
the way they
anymore.
were playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was your smartest move. But
Summer was supposed to be my number 1 if Gino left. And then who knew it would be a triple eviction. Summer would be out the door. And I wanted to vote to save Summer, and I told her that. But then Kevin and Helena were going to do whatever Josh wanted, which was to save Betty. So then I had to flip on Summer. So that sucked.
So we're gonna play a game with you guys.
Okay.
So it's gonna be the first word that comes to mind when we say something about the house.
Wow, this is so hard. Okay.
Okay, so the first word you think of when you hear Jaceylynne.
beautiful.
Okay, you're cute. He's a little sucker.
Okay, first word you think of when you hear Gino.
Soft. What? I'm so cute. Big Brother asked us that too, and when I think of him, I just think he's just so soft and sweet.
So cute. Okay, first word you think of when you hear Marty.
Oh, my God.
Ridiculous. That's what I have to say.
At the beginning of the game, I'd say prankster because he was a huge prankster, so I call him prankster.
First word you think of when you hear Big Brother house.
Trauma. Just pure and utter trauma.
Chaos, just chaos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
First word you think when you hear slop.
Nutritional.
Yeah, is that what you think of?
I didn't hate it. You guys were freaking out.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
It
I
wasn't
hated
that
it.
bad.
Okay, this is the thing. When you have a first few bites, you're like, oh, okay. Well, I did cry my first time trying it, like very first bite. But it was more so the thought of like eating it for several meals and not knowing how many meals you're gonna have to eat it for. It's horrible. And all I wanted was 1 raspberry. I was like, I just want 1 raspberry, please. So yeah,
It wasn't that
horrible.
bad. They were
It's
just
like oatmeal, no? Like wheat.
Okay,
It's-
that's
it's
what you think.
like tasteless
It's-
oatmeal, but it's just
it's not tasteless.
there's no flavor.
What?
It tastes like chemicals.
We're
whatever
eating
it
the
is.
chemicals,
Yeah,
yeah.
vitamins.
Oh my god, it was
Anyways,
awful.
it's green and like it's like
like
very
grainy?
yeah.
It's
It's
grainy.
grain. It's grainy. It's
It's like
green.
an underlying sweetness to it that you can't get rid of. It's
That's
horrible.
the vitamins.
I know, it's awful.
You have to have it like 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and supper.
Yeah.
Big Brother makes you, so you can't go on like a hunger strike. You have
Yeah,
to
you
eat.
gotta eat it.
Ugh, it's horrible.
It's not that
I
bad.
think Jedson said it tastes like a bit like cement, like the smell of like, or Home Depot. He said the smell of Home Depot was that.
Like woodsy.
Yeah.
Okay, and the texture of it is very cementy. Like you'd think if it was just oatmeal without flavor, which is what I was expecting, I was like, it's fine. I can deal with the weird texture, but it was the taste for me. It was like an underlying sweetness, and then people are putting salty condiments on it.
Yeah.
Like we're putting barbecue sauce, we're putting mustard, garlic. When Josh and I put garlic, that's when the whole crying thing started. We're like, what have we done? This is awful. So yeah, horrible. That's what I would say.
First word you think of when you hear competition.
Ooh. I don't even know what I would say. Excited. I love comps.
Yeah, thrilling because they were so much fun. The comps.
Thrilling,
Yeah,
good one.
they were all fun actually. The POVs especially, they were so much
Yeah,
fun.
they were fun.
Yeah.
It was just like so much adrenaline. It was because you never knew what it was gonna be. It was so much fun.
First word you think of when you hear HOH?
Oh my god, tough.
Tough?
Yeah, it's tough.
Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
does it feel
I'm
being
gonna say HOH-itis, okay? Because all of these HOHs, they were power tripping.
What?
Yeah.
I was?
Oh my god, the one time you were HOH and you're like, go get Helena, tell her to come up here. I was like, what? You go and get her yourself.
asked me if
and then
you wanted
Kyle
to-
would walk around and be like this, you come talk to me. I'm like, what is going on in the HOH room? Like, what is happening in there? So yeah,
I didn't have that.
a little
Okay,
bit.
that was the one
I put you
time.
in your place. I said, don't tell me
That
to
was
do
the one
things.
time. Yeah, that was the one time.
Yeah, they all acted like that. And then Marty with the gummy bears. What is going on in the HOH room? Jess was probably the only more normal HOH. Like, they didn't trip
Thanks.
out. Sorry, you had your moments.
First word you think of when you hear POV.
Safety, I guess.
Safety?
Yeah.
Scary, I would say. The POVs were so scary. I don't know why. Like, the HOH comps and the POVs, there were such different competitions. And POVs, they always had, like, so many elements to it. There was, like, different parts to them. They were really hard. They were a lot
Yeah,
harder than
they were
HOH
hard,
comps.
But they were the funnest though. Like I enjoyed
So
more
much
of the
fun.
POVs. The HOHs were very like you said, it's just like one thing you do.
Yeah, it's like trivia
POVs,
or like
it's
hold
like-
on to this wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so much better the POVs.
Yeah, they're fun,
Yeah.
but scary because it's like you didn't know what was happening. Like with the Expedia one, who the frick knew we'd be blindfolded and just sent out into the backyard?
That I had no idea what was going on. Yeah, me either. Like then like 40 minutes passed and like no one got like I was just like I don't know what I was watching and I'm just like blindfolded is too hard.
It was on the other side. I can't wait to watch that episode. But yeah, scary.
Okay, first word you think of when you hear double eviction, triple eviction.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
It's like not even a word, it's just the feeling. Like I feel like my heart just drops. I hate it. Makes me feel
Yeah.
sick.
What could we call it?
Sickening.
Sickening.
Because it was always us.
Yeah. Terrifying, I guess. Yeah.
Terrifying, yeah.
Terrifying, yeah.
Because we were kind of
Just
always the
never
ones that
knew
were in the
that.
mix for
Yeah.
them.
Both of them actually.
Yeah. I know.
It's crazy, honestly. Yeah. Oh my god, I don't even know how you guys did it. Like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, we want to go on so bad because obviously we're big fans. But like, I don't know if I'm capable of like.
That's
It's-
when you're told like
It's a lot harder than
No, I'm
like when you watch it, you're like, oh, it's a piece of cake. I got it. This looks fun, but it's actually a lot harder.
You know what
going
I think about? What you guys do for 20, like
Yeah.
all day. Like me, no TV, no phone.
Yeah.
No like.
ask. We don't even know, I don't think. Honestly
How
though,
do the days pass?
nothing.
Yeah,
You
so,
literally
like,
just
you
sit
just
and
sit and
stare at
talk.
walls or
Yeah.
talk to each other. That's why we start doing really weird things. Like people start making songs, people start dancing. We started meditating with those little lotus flowers. Like what was going on? We have no idea what we were doing. And then my mom was saying she was watching live feeds and sometimes because we didn't know the time, she's like sometimes you'd be eating lunch at like 6 p.m. and then you'd be eating dinner at 12 a.m. Like we had no idea.
was-
But
No.
don't they open the lights at like 6 a.m.?
No, so like you never know when
They-
you're going to bed, and you never know what time it is when you're going to bed and when you're waking up.
What the first word you come to mind when you hear alliance?
BS.
I was just about
Bunch
to say
of
that too.
BS, were you?
Yeah, BS. Like they don't
That's
last.
ridiculous,
They
no.
don't, they never worked this season.
No,
None.
they really
None.
didn't. There's so many alliances.
There's no alliance that made it to like what they.
Ghost. Yeah, I went pretty far.
Yeah,
The
those two,
ghosties or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then whatever they had with Josh. Oh, the crush test dummies.
Yeah,
They made
that
it pretty
too,
far.
yeah.
Yeah,
But generally, like there's so many alliances this season, and like none of them made them.
I know. And we were wondering that. We're like, is this how it always is? And we just don't see because the edit couldn't possibly show like all of the alliances that were happening. So we were like, I wonder if it's always like this. But no, apparently it's not always like this. We're just absolutely chaotic. So yeah, BS.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. BS.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna play Big Brother Would You Rather.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Would
Okay.
you rather win HOH or POV?
POV.
So that is that everybody now?
At POV.
Every single one.
HOH, like you got to make decisions, and if that's where you get your blood on your hands too, you're trying to make everybody happy, and at the end of the day, you're sending somebody home, so like you're making other people unhappy in the house. So it's actually tough. I didn't like it.
No?
Like I was very stressed being in HOH.
But like you're in power.
Yeah.
You have control of what's gonna go on, right?
You don't have control because at the end of the day,
Comes down to the
If
POV.
I put both of you on the block and I want you to go home. Well, it's the house that decides who's going home. They're making the votes, right?
Yeah.
And then that just shows if people actually like you or not.
Yeah.
So it's actually very stressful. It's not fun at all, HOH.
And this season, like a lot of people wanted to go against the HOHs too. Like people were
Yeah.
so messy. Everyone's like, let's just do what the opposite of what they want to prove a point. Like it was just so
Yeah.
messy this season. HOH was not what you wanted.
I forget who it was. Who was it? Everyone was like I think it was right before the eviction. Everyone was like okay, talking. Like, how do you not already know who you want to send home? Like, how are you deciding the like last minute? Like, no.
POV was everything.
Yeah, POV is like,
Change
it ensures
everything.
your safety and it ensures the safety of like whoever's on the block and you're working with, right? So,
Yeah.
and it's very important because the HOH couldn't play this year and like people weren't taking it as serious at the beginning of the game, the POVs.
No, definitely
No,
not.
we were just, like,
Until
playing, like-
every single week, a nominee was taking themselves off the block,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, this is getting really
Yeah.
messy. So yeah,
So,
definitely
And
POV.
I'm sure you guys talk, like, I know your alliances, you talk about who you want to send home if they're on the block.
Oh yeah, but you didn't know who was lying or like who actually meant what they were saying. And I feel like that's why it was so tough being HOH too, is that none of the alliances were really legit. Like everybody was all over
Yeah.
the place. So then you were forced to show your cards. And then I feel like there was just so much going on behind the scenes. The HOH got screwed for the most part.
Yeah.
Like every HOH went home. Like did not make it to the end. Let me
True.
think. Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All of the early HOHs, yeah.
Wait, before we go to the next one, I need to know: were you upset with her that she didn't use the secret power veto?
No, I wasn't because like that night when Helena won, like we're literally taking showers in two different rooms. Like I was in the HHs in the other bathroom, and we both walk in the room and we're like, we need to talk. I'm like, yeah, we do need to talk. And then we said the exact same thing. Like, what if we don't send Marty home this week? I'm like, because he's walking with a huge target on his back. I'm like, yeah, you're actually right. And that's before she had it, right? That's when Helena.
Yeah.
So that's when we like agree, like, yeah, let's keep Marty. So when she found it and she didn't use it, like I wasn't pissed because like it was better to keep Marty around for both our games.
It's so hard though that I couldn't
If,
tell him.
yeah, but if she would have used it, like I would have been shocked for sure. I'd been like, what are you doing? But I would put Marty up either way, and I would have talked about it. And
We
then I
would have had a chat.
Yeah, a serious chat.
Well, that's why I wasn't allowed to tell anybody that I had it, or else I'd be evicted. So they were like, the cameras were watching us that whole night. Like they were making sure I was not telling Gino anything. And so that's why I had a conversation with them though. Like I came into the room and I was like, okay, are we for sure? Like let's really get
Yeah,
it together
like,
and
I
make
saw it in your
sure that we
face.
don't want Helena to use it. Like let's make
Looks-
sure.
you look
And he
so
knew something
worried.
was up.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, just checking to make sure that we for sure don't want Marty to go home because I really wanted to use it. But it just wasn't smart. We thought we'd be on the block next if Marty went home.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't regret your decision.
No, and everyone keeps asking. I mean, it would have been so much fun to stand up and be like, actually, it's not over. Like, that would be awesome. But no, it's just, from our conversations, it just wouldn't have made sense.
It would have made more sense if you had it the week after.
I know.
Right?
I know. That's the thing. I was pissed. I was like, if I would have had it for 2 weeks, that would have been amazing.
That would have been good
So
TV.
mad. Yeah.
On the block, use it at the POV
I know.
ceremony.
Things happen for a reason.
I know.
Yeah.
I think so too.
That's how you
Yeah.
gotta look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather go home on a double eviction or being backdoored?
Double eviction, because backdoor
That's what I
you can't fight for it, and then double eviction. Well, we had a chance to fight for it, right? So
And it was iconic. I said it's
Yeah.
an iconic thing. He's like, at least they had to
Yeah.
get you out in a double eviction.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I said too.
I feel like being backdoored is just like it hits you once, like you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
And it's like shit. Okay, I'm going home.
Yeah, like.
But like double eviction, you're like okay, like now there's two of us going home, and it's like
I would rather a back door
Me
because
too, I'd
then I'm
rather
like,
backdoor.
yeah, because I feel like, yeah,
You-
you
'cause
want
you
you want to
don't see-
backdoor me because I'm good, you know, like.
You have
Okay,
no
that's
fighting
true.
chance though. Like,
That's
but you don't see it
true
coming, so it
also.
doesn't hurt. It'll hurt in the moment,
But
but you won't know that you're on the block
Yeah.
and you're like you know,
Double eviction, it does
Yeah.
just hit you out of nowhere.
or triple for that.
Yeah, or trouble, yeah. Straight up. But at least you do have a POV to play into. Whereas if you're backdoored, like, and then if you go home on a double or a triple, you know that it's because you didn't win. So it was like in your hands a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
backdoor just no, I can't.
That would
do
just piss me off. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah.
would you rather have someone find out your final two or your alliance?
My alliance.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, how come?
Just the fact is that your final two is the person you want to bring to the end, right? So, and a lot of people don't know about it. So I feel like that's the person you're working closest with. Your alliance, you're just trying to make it as far as you could with it. So yeah, I'd say that's why I would say final two would be the bigger secret.
That was my exact reasoning.
See, we
Look
think the
at
same
us.
way.
I know.
Final two.
No,
You know what's hard? I feel like if someone finds out your alliance
Everyone's at fault.
midway, the
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
everyone's.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And you could just be like,
final
"Girl,
two is bad.
Yeah.
Like
Final
they're all
two is bad.
lying. They're just all obsessed with us. You can just, you can say whatever you want, but your final two.
It's the final two, and plus, like, if you, let's say you were working with, I don't know, give me someone, Summer, let's say, no one would suspect that, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, like, I feel like that's worse
Yeah.
than your alliance, okay? I'm working with 5 other people, okay?
Because
Yeah.
usually final twos are very like, no one really suspects that it's a final two, and that's why they work. So yeah, you wouldn't want anybody finding that out.
But ours was pretty obvious.
Ours is very
Like,
obvious.
like when people were
But
asking
people
me,
thought
like-
though, people would always be like, "Are you gonna cut Gino? Like, at which point are you gonna cut him?" And people just thought that. So even then, and I'd just kind of string people along, like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, maybe," you know.
We should have been saying like, yeah, we'll cut.
I
each
know,
other. Just
we
telling each
should
other that
have.
we won't be cutting each other. But
I
like,
know.
Just tell people.
We were vulnerable
But
enough
you
with
would've
each
been so
other, then you would've
paranoid.
been mad at me,
No, you
and
would have
then
been
you
so
would've-
paranoid. You're the paranoid. I would have been
I
saying
was
to
so
people, I'm
paranoid.
gonna chop you, and then you would have heard
I'd
it.
be like, "What is that?" I know, and then I would have thought you were lying to me, and then
Oh yeah, for sure. You,
been a whole
100%.
I was so paranoid in there; it wasn't even funny.
No, I'm sure.
It's wild. He was calm. I was not calm.
You were.
Yeah.
Well, calm. Like I wasn't paranoid. I was stressed, obviously. But like she was like paranoid.
I would be like, every hour of the day, I would be like, my heart would be
I
like,
was like, "You're lying." Everything he said, I was like, "You're done. You're lying."
Yeah. Would you guys rather be in a showmance or a bromance?
Let's hear.
be careful in what you answer
Yeah.
this.
I'm right here.
Okay.
I know what my answer was. No, you go first.
Well, bromances are nice too.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. I had a bromance in the house.
Yeah.
Like me and her mom got along really well.
Yeah, you did.
We had our boxer fights every night.
Yeah.
You know, we got along really well.
Totally.
And even in jury.
Yeah. For sure.
But I'll go with the
But
showmance.
oh, okay, great call. You know what I said? Yeah, he saved himself. I said showmance. That's like a bromance, because that's kind of what we had,
Yeah, that's so true, actually.
right?
Yeah.
We're like
I didn't look at it
besties,
that
but
way, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Before you guys got into your showmance, you were friends at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. I was like, I don't know what it is about this guy, but I know that we're either gonna be like really good friends. I knew that we'd end up working together. I didn't know if it'd become romantic, but I was like, it's gonna be one of the two. We're gonna end up working together. We'll just be like really tight. I knew that. Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah.
All right, would you rather eat slop for 1 week or be on the block for 2 weeks in a row?
I'd rather eat slop because if I go on the block, I'd probably be going home. Depending on who I'm standing
That's what I
beside.
said. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, if I'm on the block, does it mean I'm going home or do I stay?
Yeah.
Because I chose going on the block for 2
You'd
weeks.
probably be going home too most of the times.
Well, we don't know the circumstance here. Did we stay? We don't know. But I would rather take that over slop for a week
Yeah.
because I'd be less of a bitch, first of all. And also, I said that being put on the block actually
So
like
you'd
creates
risk-
who you are as a
you-
gamer.
Yeah.
Like it like lit a fire under my butt. Getting put on the block.
But like, let's say those 2 weeks are beside somebody that you know you're going home.
Well,
It's a trick
so
question, actually.
that's what I said. I was like, do we stay or do we not stay?
Yeah.
And then
Well, 2 weeks in a row, you definitely made it past the first week.
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
make it
We
past
don't
the
know
first
the
week.
second week. What's going
Second week is in the air. Okay, well, yeah, I still chose that. I
Yeah.
think it's just kind of fun.
It's like the HOH competition when you went for that slop card.
But you were still in the running. I remember
Yeah.
I went to take the have card, and then he was like standing right there getting a sip of water. He's like, "You taking that?" I was like, "I already took it." So because as soon as you touch it, you have to take it. Like
Yeah.
you're locked in. So he was like, "Are you taking that?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I already touched it.
I wasn't too happy. Let's put it that way.
I know, but then you won, so we're okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wanted both of us to be able to eat that week. That's
You know
all.
what? It actually turned out good because like she was off slop and then I had HOH, so I didn't have to go on slop that week.
Yeah.
Because like if she was on slop, you would have been a total.
I know,
Oh my
right?
God.
So it was good for both of us.
Yeah.
And no, and then just watching everybody else, like even Moose and Kevin, those were like two people that were really good on slop. Even they started to have their moments where they're like, I can't do this. Like this is like really bad. So I was like, perfect. I know for a fact, like I have no regrets about taking the card because I would have died that week.
What if I didn't win though?
Well, then it'd be a different story. But I knew that we were both kind of, you know. But two questions that only two questions had passed, and I've gotten them both right at that point. So I was like, okay, if I can just keep this going, and they were pretty easy questions, so I just thought I could do it. I don't know. And I did tie up with you.
Yeah, I still beat you though.
Yeah, okay. This is the 1 point.
You know, I have another question. When HOH wins, when you guys win, well, you won HOH. Did you ever win?
No.
No. So how many HOH wins do you have?
I had 2.
You have 2? POV?
A safety comp, a secret POV, and 2 regular POVs.
Her. Look at that.
We love that for you.
Thank you.
You know in HOH and you have to bring up someone for Wendy's?
Yeah.
You usually take up the. Why do you choose? Why did? Because she didn't eat with you, right?
So
Yeah, why didn't you pick her?
To eat with you.
This was actually cute.
yeah, so actually, well, was it the first one or the second one?
It was the second one.
Yes. So the first one I took Josh because whatever happened, I'm like I gotta like reconcile what happened. And the second one I wanted to take her on a date. I was gonna be this
Yeah,
will
he
be our
actually
first
told
date.
everybody that. He was like,
Yeah.
I wanted to take Jace on our first date, but then since I took the have card and Moose and like everybody, there was like 5
Yeah.
people that were on Slop. He was being a nice guy.
Yeah, so
I
I
was like,
picked
it's
somebody that
okay.
was on Slop, and then Moose. I wanted to talk to him because I was gonna put him on the block, so
Yeah,
that's why I picked him.
I get it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's okay.
No, it was actually sweet of him
You still
because
had
he
the whole
did still say
HOH
the effort
treatment,
was
you had all
there.
the candies, you had the comfortable bed,
exactly.
you had the shower, you had
He
everything.
gave me some wine. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't complain.
I'm not complaining.
Okay.
That's nice.
You redeemed yourself.
Yes, he did.
Why did you vote for Kevin?
Kevin is obviously a smart guy, and every time we were talking in the house, the jury house, and we're like putting all our games together, it just showed how strong of a player he was. Even though he wasn't winning comps, he controlled the whole game the whole way. He was in everybody's heads, everybody's ears. He made things happen in the house. He made decisions happen. For me, like, yeah, he's not a comp beast, but he's a full-on like strategist. And he even told me, like, I studied the game 2 years before applying or getting on. So the guy knew how to play the game, and I don't know. For me, that's a lot.
And I think part of it too is because he wasn't a comp beast, that actually brought him a lot further. Like
Yeah.
he just like pulled strings behind the scenes nobody even knew he was doing. And then he was non-threatening because he had all these weird characters he would put
Yeah,
on
that's
and
the
then
wildest
couldn't win
thing.
any competition. So everyone's like, why wouldn't you bring Kevin?
Yeah.
He has no wins. So what has he done for himself in the game? Everybody wanted to bring him to final 2, including me. And then you had no idea that he actually made all of the moves this season. We just started watching the episodes, and episode 3, I think he started putting names into people's ears.
Yeah.
Like he's already controlling the game. Episode 3, wild.
Yeah. He's
So no regrets
super
on voting
smart
for
player.
him at
oh,
all.
yeah, super
No.
smart player.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
What
who-
was? Here you
Yeah, now
go.
you go first.
What was your favorite competition to watch?
Oh God.
Okay, you know what? The one in the where you.
Is the Christmas one?
No.
I like. The
Well,
Christmas
I didn't
one where
like
you have
it.
to hold the. Thought that was.
Oh, that would have been a
Workshop?
fun one to play in.
Yeah.
I feel like sledding was funny to watch.
Okay, yeah.
Or the one in the coffin box with the bugs.
Oh, absolutely not.
Much
No,
fun
I
to
don't
watch.
like it, but I'm saying like
It's entertaining to watch.
it was entertaining. To
I couldn't watch it. I was like,
I know. Oh my god. I was like, okay. All I need to make sure is that I'm the one pouring the bugs on Gino. I was like, just make sure. I'm like telling Big Brother. I'm like, I'll be pouring the bugs on Gino. I'm just locking it in right now.
And they're actually biting those things.
It's
yeah.
disgusting.
Oh yeah, I like scars everywhere. Like I was like, like, I was bad.
Super worms,
Super
they're
worms.
called.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Like I thought they were just crawling. I'm like, and then I hear everybody scream. I'm like, oh, they're just crawling. And everybody's freaking out. I'm like, okay, they're actually biting. Like they're like biting to
Oh
my
my god, I
skin.
could not. If I was in that coffin, I would have done what Summer did. Like my body would have just came right out of the coffin. There's no way I could have stayed in there.
Yeah.
I just couldn't have.
Oh no, I would have. Oh no, I would have tapped out. I would like no.
So proud of Betty. I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I didn't think she could do it either. She's very dramatic. She hates bugs. So I'm like, there's no way. There's just no way. And then she did it. It's like, good for her. But she had like a weird thing. She like put all the bones and weird stuff behind her back
Yeah,
to
so
elevate
she was
her.
off the thing,
And just
she
put the
smacked
worms on the
everything off.
side.
Yeah.
It's actually really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just left them on me.
Yeah, you were a freak
I
about it.
enjoyed
I was
the
like,
pain.
okay. I know, he's just like meditating. I'm like, is he even counting? I don't know. I don't know what's going on in there anymore. Okay, what's your question for them?
Besides us two, who was your favorite house guest?
Besides us two. You can't just assume.
Okay, well you could include us.
No, I was rooting for both
yeah,
of you.
yeah.
Day one, like as soon as you guys got together. I'm
As
like,
soon as we
no.
saw the cast list, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
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 It's weird. Isn't that true? Who else did I like?
I probably would have.
Oh God.
Like
This
Betty.
is so bad to
no.
say.
And
I don't
okay, it's
know.
mean, but
We're
no,
like,
but it's I don't know. It was hard to.
I guess Kevin, because I said I thought Kevin was gonna win.
Yeah.
Just by his like,
we
like
thought
what
he was
said
gonna
in the
win
intro.
too.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's going in there not wanting to talk to anyone. I was like, I want to see how far he's gonna go. And
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
No, I think you two and maybe Helena.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I think Helena.
Yeah.
Helena towards the end though.
Yes.
In the
Yeah,
beginning, I was like, this girl, no comms. She wasn't talking to anyone.
I know.
She was like with who was her three?
So the man.
Tanisha. No,
Yeah, with Summer and Betty.
Summer and Betty. And I was just like, it was an
Oh,
odd.
I liked Summer. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Summer. I
Summer
was
too.
rooting for her. Yeah.
That's a good mix.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you so much for being on. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yes.
In person.
For having us.
Yeah.
I know, I'm happy I got to meet you in person.
For sure.